Hello, everyone. Higher Ways Woman here. Miss Catherine Claridon Masters. The title of this video is Unhinged. And I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to so relate to this. And it's going to be like, me too, me too, me too. What is going on and has been going on, and it is reaching a point that it's unhinged is what's happening. It's crazy the way that people are just going off. And I've had people that on the phone that here's how it goes, that we are having a conversation, and so I'm talking about something, and all of a sudden they want to talk about what they suddenly thought about. And they're going to talk about it. And they're going to talk about it. And they're not going to stop talking about it until you stop talking about it, because they're going to show that they can outlast you talking about it. And you're going to give in talking about it, because you're going to give in to them, because they're going to let you know that they can keep this up long enough to make you give up. You'll just give up, and you'll just listen to what they have to say, because they just know that what they got to say is more important than what you got to say. And your conversation really doesn't matter in it, because it's their conversation. Now it wants to be other conversation. Now you have any part of the conversation. They want to have other conversation. There you go. The bowling over. The bowling over. And I've got these people, they get paid to help me care for my home. These companies are supposed to be doing drug testing. They are to be doing interviews to and background checks. They can't have a criminal record. So there's one. I'm really wondering how in the world this one got hired. They are to do drug testing. They are to make sure that they know how to clean. Now, and you got somebody that you're sitting into an elderly or disabled home, and your job, this description, your duties is to do basic house cleaning, laundry, dishes, clean the floor, mop the floor, sweep the floor, vacuum the floor, dust, run errands, or some may need to have hygiene care, help them bathe or wash their hair, that kind of stuff. Sounds simple enough. But where I live in Western Oklahoma, and I'm not going to give a pinpoint. I'm just saying I live in Western Oklahoma. I know that it's just not going on here. I want that understood, because this behavior is not going on here. Absolutely not. Yeah, the devil has been in the woodwork long enough. The devil has used all the wood to get the work done. And what we are left with, what I had to deal with Wednesday, and I knew this girl, and I know her history and stuff. She did not know how to kind of multitask, how to just is there any laundry? Get the laundry started. And while the loads are going, and you do the dishes, and you sweep the floors, and etc. And no, she did not have really that kind of knowledge. And this is a day that I'm not doing very good on, and I really need to be on the oxygen at that time. But I thought I'd seen and heard it all. But this was a new one. She did not know what a Swiffer is. And I told her where it's located at. And she comes in with the box. pulls out the handle. She goes, oh, it's got this little plastic thing. I said, yeah, that's the handle. And oh, look at the square pad. What's this for? That's the Swiffer. That's the duster. Oh, well, how do you do this? See these two slots there? Okay, see these prongs? Stick it up through there. Now, see how flat it is? You shake it. Oh, there you go. See how fluffy it is? Okay, now you can sit there and go over surfaces and everything, and it'll pick up all the dust. She goes over to the shelves. We have nice little figurines and vases and stuff. And this is a 40-ish woman. She's about 42 years of age. That is not how you use that. Oh, it's not? No? Ah, how do you use it? Let me show you. It's quite the advanced technology, I know. It's quite the advanced technology. See how you can go on flat surfaces, go in and around everything, just like how it's advertised on TV, how you can go in between the blades on the lines, go in between them, and see how you can go over the figurines and stuff. And why, look, by the time you get done, it looks like you have taken each figurine, each vase, and dusted those shells and put it all back on. Did I do? She's crossing her legs like a little girl that has to go pee, and she's doing her fingers like, did I make you mad? I didn't hope I didn't make you mad. No, Jerry. Oh, you didn't make me mad, Jerry. When you get done with that shelf, you can do the others and the end table. It works on multi surfaces and lamps and stuff. For 2 hours. 2 hours. That's the way it went. And after she was gone, I contacted the office and I discussed with them that what they need to do, sit her down and see how they need to assess her and to assist Jerry and to help me to know, how do you want me to handle this multiple personality that I'm seeing, that's come up, that I'm having to deal with. I'm not supposed to be dealing with this. And one thing that they are darn sure not supposed to be talking about is their personal life. And I haven't seen her since her mother passed away in 2006. I am not interested in, it's just not appropriate, where they know me or not. Talking about your gay daughter or your gay relative is not subject appropriate content. It seems it is flat amazing how much of all that they miss. How old these people are. And they do not understand what is appropriate and what is not. And so today, right before she shows up, I call the office. And I asked them, did you have a conversation with her? No, they didn't. And I talked with two of the heads of that office. Okay? And she happened to show up. All right, she's here. So, she has her purse. She wants to take her purse with her everywhere. Jerry, You cannot carry your purse and work at the same time. If you have that much anxiety about your purse, then perhaps it would be best to leave it in the car. So she's over there, she's going through her purse. And I said, what are you doing? Well, I'm looking for my glasses. I'm thinking sunglasses, I said, and she's digging. I said, well, what glasses? Oh, my reading glasses. Your reading glasses. You're going to be cleaning, and you're going to need your reading glasses. Okay. Well, she goes out, and I go to the window, big living room window, and I'm getting the blinds up and opening up the curtains more, bringing in light, and I see her car, and it looks like, what the heck is she doing? She's doing all kinds of things. It almost looks like she, and then, really, and I'm watching the clock, and as I'm doing this, and yeah, she likes to milk it. Whatever shaves that time down. Oh well, I guess until she gets done with that, I'll just go get the mail. So I go out to the mailbox and I look over at her car and, oh wow, she's got a nice looking sport car. I see it's a Chevy, but what is it? And I walk kind of towards the back and over on the driver's side, Impala. That's a really nice looking Impala. I haven't seen Impalas, newer ones and stuff, and I, okay, start coming over here, walking to the house, and she's standing between the tree and my truck, and just standing there, and I walk up, and I go, and she's look, I said, yeah, go, Jerry. She goes, well, I said, Jerry, we need to get to the house. You're in front. There's no other path to the porch, Jerry. You need to go, Jerry. She gets in here, and she stops in the middle of the living room, and she's just standing there. And I said, well, Jerry, why don't you go in there and start that last load from Wednesday that you didn't finish, and go about the kitchen and stuff. And well, I feel like you're being aggressive, and that you're really trying to overpower me. I said, okay, Jerry, I know that my regular voice is a deep voice, and I know people can misconstrue my normal voice. I can't do nothing really about it. It's my normal voice. So, is this better? I try to accommodate people, but I tell you, it gets a little tiring. You won't talk it. You got to promise not to talk in an aggressive, overbearing, voice. It's like, this is my voice. My voice has always been a very strong voice. I do everything I can to try to ease it up and to appease all these people. The ones that I get the most problems with concerning my voice are those kind of females. And all of a sudden, she's going off the deep end. I ain't handling this. So I get the company on the phone. And I said, okay, this is what we talked about. I said, you didn't talk with her? I said, I've asked her to start the laundry to finish up what she didn't finish on Wednesday. And then Jerry sits there and goes, well, I'm staying right here. I've got it on speaker. She goes, she followed me out to the car. And she was following me out to the car and was giving my license plate number. And I said, no, I didn't. I was looking to see what type of a car you had. There you go. There you go. That's why that I wanted you to talk with her before she came, because she took off. Goodbye. Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye. Because when they're like that, I don't want them in my house. Get out of my house. And like heck, you'll ever come back. That is, I tell you, I can feel it. I can feel it. It is like they have amped up this our energy fields, our electromagnetic fields, and these are huge arrays that they're using. HARP, DARPA, NextRad, all these. And people are just absolutely losing it. And it's like if they get caught doing something illegal, they turn it right on you. Well, they're going to punish you for this. I found out that yeah, there's one worker that she worked for about 2 weeks for me and then didn't show up. Well, about 2.5 weeks later, I find out that she's been clocking in, not showing up. What did she just do? It's a felony crime. She just embezzled Medicare and Medicaid. She just embezzled my insurance. She went through my name, my account, embezzled that money. Because what they do is that they have it where they clock in on their phone because of the COVID. No longer do they call from the clients. I requested that they have to come inside to clock in, and then I'll call and tell them, yes, she's here, or yes, they are here. It can be an option. But as long as I see there's no clocking in outside. So they're being out there in their car forever long and then finally make it in as if, okay, I just arrived. No. You're going to clock in, and I'm going to hear that application asking you questions. I'm going to hear that. So I know that you are literally clocking in at that time. It seems like I'm telling you that October 31st, get ready for this. This isn't going to be anything like the Halloween's Satan Day. I freaking hate this day. Y'all need to look into the origins of Halloween. I had a college professor who required that of us. Any holidays that came about, we had to research the origins. And costumes. Whatever you wanted to be, whatever you wanted to have come about your full year from that October 31st to the next 31st, you dressed what you wanted your year, what you wanted to be, what you wanted to attract to you. That's where the costumes, that ritual comes in. Okay, now, where does the pumpkin come in from? The pumpkin on the doorstep. The satanic groups will pick out the proverbial virgin. They will go to that village, to that family's home, and request that family member. if they refused to give over that family member, then they would put a hex upon the home and all kinds of things happened to them. If they turned over their loved ones to them, well, as a sign that they did not put a hex, they did not curse them, they would put a pumpkin on the doorstep. So when I see all these pumpkins on the doorstep, I kind of chuckle and think about, we've lost a lot of virgins again. Tough day for virgins. Now I want to tell you about music. They knew way back when that there was certain types of sound, music that they can create that will put the sacrifice into a trance, and so much into a trance that they can literally carve them up without that person resisting in any way. Jimi Hendrix said that he has always known that rock, heavy metal, was the devil's tool. That you can work the people, hypnotize them into their weakest point, and when you have got them there, that's when you say whatever you want to say, and it is in them. You have them. Interesting. I just learned about that same with Jimmy yesterday. It's like, yeah. We know that different areas of the body, certain different sounds, music affects different areas of the body. Guess where rock and roll affects the area of the body? It wasn't just the guys coming home from the wars that did the baby booming. Let's do it that way. That's why that there's music that affects the soul and mind, that brings up intelligence and attunement and stuff. But anyway, which is something that we could really use a lot right now. These phone calls of these people who are doing nonstop, the car's insurance and Amazon and Apple and AT&T, somebody's doing this, or Social Security agent, suspicious, accounts, all these coming from the different countries, Asia, Middle East, etc., everywhere. And the videos, you're seeing people people are doing things that are just so out there, so unlike our human nature. And I know the devil, Satan they've really got things set up, and they're putting them, it's all being put in. These people that I got coming in to my home and acting this way with me, yeah, I know that who they're with. I know what Satanism is. I know the signs of Satanism. I know the mentality of Satanism. And I know that they have gathered such an enormous organization that's the reason why that good people cannot find attorneys and get justice, because they are so vast. They have been at work on this for so long and so hardcore about it that we are not organized to really take it on. Although we are awakening, and awakening can happen very rapidly. I don't think that they're going to win like they think they are. I think that there's going to be some very tough times, and the things I'm really concerned about. I sit there and think about some of these movies where that all of a sudden there is something that comes into the environment, air, and people um, are running into traffic or opening a lion's pen and going in and being mauled by lions or tigers, or taking a chainsaw to themselves, and or a knife, or crazy. It just feels like, my God, it is really amping people up to where they are just literally not in their right mind. And I am concerned about the point in which this is going to go before we are able to bring it back down. And I absolutely encourage everyone, do not tolerate this type of behavior. Don't be afraid not to call state agencies. Don't be afraid to turn this kind of stuff in. Do it. Do it, because the more of people who do this, the more of us who do this, because if you sit there and you go, well, if I do that, they're going to make it worse on me. They're going to make it worse on you no matter what. No matter what. There is nothing that you're going to be able to do to make them let up on you. I've heard it. I've heard it over the years. People say, well, if they just left me alone, I'm nobody big. I'm no threat. I'd just be living my life over here, in my own business. I don't know why they're doing it, because they want it all. They find you, well, what they call us the vulgars. It's like, well, that reminds me of a period of time where they called us the Gentiles, the impure. And Freemason Satanism, as it's being spoken about in videos, documentaries, said that, yes, you know, and that's typical. There's always, the hidden hand. So to hide the Satanism, put a different name on it, witchcraft, Satanism, yeah, Zohar. You'd be surprised that even the Dalai Lama is up there in the Freemasons. He's in the Brotherhood. They do all these rituals. I'm not going into it. I'm not going to go into it. The point of it is that take your shots when you can get them in. You got somebody who's doing something they shouldn't do, call the offices, call the departments that are over them, call whoever that could possibly tell you who you might need to be calling. Call. Don't allow them to bowl you over, to sit here and demean you, to sit here and literally terrorize you. And don't be afraid to tell them how it makes you feel, because that type of mental deficit, injury, illness, issue, whatever you want to call it, that is not permissible. That is not acceptable behavior. It should not be coming through anybody's threshold. And sadly, there are a lot of elderly and disabled people who are all alone. And they are afraid. They are afraid of these people. And they will allow them to abuse them because if they can get just a little bit of the things done that they need, that's better than not having anything at all. And that gets you, you know? That gets your soul, it gets your heart. Well, I'll fight for them. How do I fight for them? I'll fight for myself because I know that I can take this and I won't stop. I won't stop. I'll keep making the phone calls until I get where I need to be. And I put my foot down on it today. This is it. I have had it. I am not. I am done with this type of mentality because I'm making it known that when I find out that they are embezzling on my name or they are embezzling on my mother's name, I will not be silent about that. And with that, grants me greater position power that I can get things done. We can get investigations in because if you think that where you're at, that you don't have to worry about this, now let me tell you this. I cannot even begin to come up with the number of how many doctors that I have consulted that have said to me, I thought being a doctor would protect me from those type of doctors. I know. I know. I too thought that. Because for those who don't know, I hold a couple records in medicine. I was in medicine. I had 2 years ago, and I would have my doctorate, my license, to be a radiologist and a gastroenterologist. So yes, I understand that. I get it very well. And one must always remember the saying, there is no honor among thieves. The way that these people believe, Satanists believes, is that, well, you get caught, you get nailed. Oh well, we'll keep you in prayer. We hope you can get through that. You know, hope you can make it. You know, make it over that. You know, but and that's you better understand that well. Because there are so many in Freemason that really think that the above really care about them. Boy, they don't. All you have to do is look at the ashlars. Ashlars are stone blocks. There is one that has one on one corner, it's gouged out. And on top of that ashlar is a very perfectly cut, beautifully polished ashlar. That, the bottom one, is the lower Freemasons and the vulgars. The polished, well cut is the very upper Freemasons, Satanists. You're talking about those in the 30 to the 33 degree. So, folks, listen, my intent is that I hope that bringing this to your attention, one, validate, because I know you're dealing with it. I know you got people doing this. And the best thing to do is cut it off, hang up, do whatever you can to separate you from them. Do it. Do it. Don't take it. Don't try to handle it. Call whoever you need to call, even call the police. Call them. Get help. Get help. And knowing that what's going on will help you to stop that situation before it could really take off, because being overpowered, being that bowling over, the energy is very, the wavelengths, the frequencies, the way that they go through you. This is why they like doing this. The way that it will go through your body, your frequency, is that it's going to have a lasting effect. I need to pause for a minute. Thought I'd call. Okay. That's like having these calm atoms, everything's really great, and then all of a sudden something comes through there and you see them going everywhere. That's the effect. That's the intentional effect that they want on you. They know, and it's taught in medicine, that it is not the big stresses that takes down a person's health, whether it's physical, spiritual, or cognitive. It is the many small ones. When you get a lot of small stressors, that's what does the greatest damage. That will take down the health, all of it, the body, everything. It will impact it the most. And so that's why all the phone callings. And if you sit there and use some of my techniques, when I got this one that's got Your Choice Travelers, supposedly I bought a few years ago, and I'll get into my deep voice and I go, Jim, you get that boy, you get a hold of him, tie him back to that post. I ain't done with him. And I told you I wanted a 6-foot bullwhip, not the 4-foot, okay? All right. Now, what is this about a travel? Hello? Or here's what I've done today, since I had about 10 of these, 10 or more of these. No, we're not going to use that one for the sacrifice. Oh, we did a girl last year. Let's do a male this year. Or I'll say, oh, no, I don't want to do a goat. Let's do a bull. Let's get a bull. Sacrifice a bull. I know the upper level ones, they'll like it. They'll like it. So what is it that you're calling about? Yeah. There are ways to set them off too. There are ways. There's ways to set them off, and that you push that energy back to them. Especially, it's like, what did you say? It sounds like you got a genitals in your mouth. Why don't you spit that out? Try to talk. And then when they want to come back at me, because they will, I just start laughing. I laugh as loud. The more they try to yell, the greater I laugh. And of course, they're hanging up. They're hanging up. How about a Satan's mortuary? You stab them, we stab them, they go to heaven or hello. Like I said, send it back. There's ways to send it back. And when you know what's going on, you're going to be able to control things more. And by God, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to call the abuse hotlines. Because if you are someone who is like, especially like my mother, that I had to get her out of here to save her life and tell them that what these people were doing to her because of this kind of behavior, because of this kind of mistreatment, I had to get her out of here to save her life. I got their attention now. They did it. They did it. And they're going to pay for it. And I'll make them pay however I can, for as long as I can. As long as I can try to hang out, because I don't know how much longer that I am going to be here, because I'm going through some very more rough times. And that is expected because of the battle wounds that I have. Sure haven't made it easy for them. They thought, they thought, they thought that I was like that. Yeah, she's a woman. Oh yeah, I'm a woman, all right. Yeah, we can scare her. We can do whatever we want. Really, really. No, no, you can't. Not this woman. Not this woman. It ain't that easy. Not with this woman. Because I'm one woman that when it comes to babies, when it comes to ill behaving adults, this is one woman. This is why I am called Higher Ways Woman. And why did I say that? How I can get God, how I can line out God. Oh, I mean it too. And I share this with you. People enjoy it. I do too. But that much, I get a little, gets to a point that, he's sure's got me, he thinks I'm quite the workhorse. Because there are religions and cultures that's how they look at women. We're the workhorse. We're the laborer. And God comes, oh, got this problem. Need your help. Need your help. Need you to go down there? Set me back down. Yeah, need your help. Well, yeah. Let me tell you something. And it comes, oh, if there was somebody else who could do it, I'd surely I would surely get that other person, but nobody could do it like, you. I really need you. Oh, really? Really? Have you seen my bank account, God? Have you seen my bank account? Have you seen the calendar where I've taken any vacation? Haven't had a vacation in decades. Not one. No. No. No, it's always one deal after another, working. I'll tell you what. All right. When I get home, yeah, you may not be as happy to see me as I will you. And I'll tell Junior, Jesus, you need to step outside. Just wait out here while me and your father go in and have a talk. And depending on the way he answers, well, it's gonna decide whether you still have a daddy or not. God knows why that he created women like me. Because there are men that appreciate women like me. Nature appreciates women like me. You know who the real king of the jungle is? The queen. The lioness is the real king of the jungle. But I only say that because Satanism, I saw that yesterday. Satanism that's the reason why our men are buckling and we're losing so many, is because of what Satanism has done. How they've gotten into our men. And our men need strong women. And I'm seeing more of this coming together. This is good. So you see, it ain't as easy as they thought it's gonna be. So y'all hang in there. Hang in there. Make your stand. It is the coming of evil's end. And I know how hard it is. Don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. But know that Christ did say it's okay to be a fool for Christ. It's okay to do that. Okay? Now I'll tell you, I've known this since the 70s. Through a lot of religions and a lot of people, there's one person, there's one name that all of them can't stand. And I was with this person. And I want to tell you, the one named Christ, the Good Shepherd, the Good Lord, they can't stand. They can't stand to hear that name. They can't stand it. You watch them. You watch them when you say it. You watch, say it. Say that name around them. And you'll know. I'm not pushing off Christianity as that's the religion. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Christ. Christ. Who Christ is. Your higher self. That higher communion. You don't have to be, like I said, this isn't about religion. It's all about spiritualism. And there are symbols. There are symbols and signs that are very powerful for both. And the symbol with Christ, that one is powerful. Not the crucifix. Not the crucifix. Just the cross. Plain and simple. Nothing else. Yeah, that is powerful. Because enough people put their energy into it. Anyway, I'm going to end here. I hope that, listen, y'all, please do something different for October 31st. Have a harvest day. I love that. Churches came up with alternatives for that day back in the late 80s, and I loved it. I loved it. And if you're going to partake of it, go along with it, dress your kids up and yourself up, I really love it when I see the kids in superheroes or being a fireman or police officer, policewoman, policeman, angels that I know that the parents are going to have a very good year when it's in that. But be aware of it, what it is, and you will need to offset. One of the ways that you can offset when you get hit with that blowing over energy is to get some music on that is very calming or very makes you feel happy. Get that vibration into your body so you're knocking that energy out, because that energy, you need to get that out of you as fast as you can. I mean, when you get down, like with what I did today, I made the phone calls, I allowed it to remain, I needed it to remain, I needed them to hear what this was like. This is nothing made up. They're getting the truth from me. And now, when I get it done, okay, now bring in the music, the tempo. What I get my sanctuary back. Get it back. So be aware of this, and be aware that there is a lot of music out there you shouldn't be listening to, and your children don't need to be listening to. Anyway, y'all take care. Take care. Much love. Much love to you all. Look at my videos that are on about healing. Especially look at the one on the origins of the Ouija board. There's a lot of people who are getting into paranormal investigations who really don't know what they're doing. And bad things, very, very bad things are happening. Check out some of those videos. Give me thumbs up, like. Love to hear from you. Blessings to you and your loved ones. I wish you all well. Take care. Take care of each other. We can just do that. Take care of one another. So it don't always have to be a lot. Sometimes all is needed is somebody who cares enough to listen. Sometimes a person just needs a hug. Just needs a hug. It doesn't matter who, just to feel that connectedness. Because that's what Satanism has been doing to us. Disconnectedness. That's what all the bullying over all this stuff is. Anyway, take care, everyone.